So let's talk about prep. We made we tend to make things a little bit more complicated than they have to be. Quite honestly, the simplest things are the things that work the best. And it's the simplest plans that are clearly laid out and prepped for that are the way that you're going to succeed. So let's start with your carbs. My family eats what I eat. But, I kind of plan for a few days in advance. I will cook out some quinoa and I will cook out some brown rice and I will keep it aside in the fridge. I always have whole wheat roti or wraps on hand. So one roti is one carb. I usually keep a few sweet potatoes. I actually really find it really easy to steam them in the microwave. Super duper easy, cheap way. But that's a carb that I enjoy. So think about what you like and prep that way. Prep for a couple of days. You don't have to do an entire week's worth of prep all at once. But you at least have enough for a few days if you find it overwhelming. And quite honestly, as the weeks go by, it'll become easier and easier for you. I always have beans on hand, so if I'm at a loss and I need some carbs, I throw some beans into whatever, and I'm good to go. As for your veggies, I love my frozen vegetables because they are flash frozen. They don't have preservatives. They don't have anything in there. So when I'm at a loss, I'll always have some frozen vegetables and steam them up in the microwave and they're good to go and they're great with anything. But I love my vegetables. If you're somebody who doesn't love your vegetables, well, we're going to work on that. But even if there's certain vegetables that you do like, so try and get those in however you can. They can go to the grocery store, get them ready. If you really don't like chopping stuff, go ahead and use those bagged salads so that you have that on hand. Go ahead and use those prepared pre-cut veggie platters and keep those on hand. Whatever it is, make it easier for you. If you're not a fan of chopping things, go ahead and take that easier route. Do the baby carrots, do the pre-cut veggies, do the salad bags. It's okay. We just want you to get all that good stuff into you. And if there's a certain vegetable that you don't like, okay, fine, but there's other ones that you do. So let's work with that. As for your proteins, figure out what proteins you like and keep them on hand. So you've got proteins that come from dairy sources. You've got eggs. You've got egg whites. You've got lean meats. You've got fish. There can be canned wild salmon. I get that from Costco, and that's always on hand. So if I'm at a loss, I just open up a can of tuna or salmon, and I'm ready to go. I have tofu because I love tofu. I love cottage cheese. I love Greek yogurt, and my family eats it too. So as you kind of expand your palate and your options, your family will too, and that's the greatest part of this. You'll learn different ways to prepare things. As for your lean proteins, go ahead and pre-marinate or cook them a certain, like in 3 different ways. Prep them, season them up, because herbs and things don't add calories. You're just adding a lot of taste. Go ahead and make things easier by buying a rotisserie chicken and having that on hand. It's really about making things simple. That's what I want you all to focus on. So don't have to make things complicated. You can actually have a veggie patty. A great veggie patty is Dr. Prager's. It's not very processed, it's very clean, and it actually gets an A in the Fujicate app. So it's a great resource. For those who keep vegetarian, you can actually use lentils and beans and quinoa as a protein source. You're just going to measure it out in a yellow container. So if you're going to be doing that, then prepare and make a little bit extra of that carb starch. When you're preparing for the week. But have things on hand, and like I said, keep it ready. So if you're a snacker, bag your veggies and keep them ready. You can always have extra vegetables. That's never, ever, ever a problem. And, just make it simple, make it attainable, because when you plan, you will succeed. All right? Have a wonderful day, and we're going to kick off to a wonderful, wonderful week.